Another day in the YouTube space. MasterBoris is back with a new video. What's good in the hood? Chicken nuggets with some hot sauce and them combos. Another reaction video. Hey, Soraya, man, you just want trouble. I guess you know martial arts because the title of this video is: Are some black women mad at non-black women for being with black men? You just want the trouble, man. You just want the trouble. Hey, we just gonna get right into this video. Let's do it.
Black women do not care if you have braids in your head. It's when you put on a persona and an act of a black woman that we have a problem with. Why, when you get braids, do you start talking with an accent? And you be talking like a stereotypical black woman, because most black women don't even talk ghetto.
Now, I know that I am not a white woman. Still, I am a non-black woman, which also gets a lot of these comments and reaction that this lady has said. Talking about, why are you acting so black? Why are you using certain terms? Why are you acting like you want to be a black woman? All I can say to that, and I'm sure that I speak for a lot of non-black women who are in a relationship with a black American guy, it just comes with the territory. Me, for instance, communicating, talking to my husband for over 2 decades just leads to me adapting a few words, talking the way he talks, because that's just the person that I talk to the most. Especially during the time when I was in America in the early 2000s, that's the person that I spoke to the most. So it's really not have anything to do with us trying to be somebody else. It has more something to do with being in love with the culture, being in love with the person, the way the person speaks. And so we're going to adapt to that.
The way how you move and the way how you carry yourself, she is going to follow those traits, especially if she's locked in with you. So there's that. Let's ride out.
Black women don't care if you date black men at all. Half of the time, or over half of the time, the black men that y'all date, we wouldn't look at twice. And I also need y'all to understand, a black man saying that he don't date black women because we're too this or we're too that, it's not a compliment to y'all. He's calling you weak.
Oh, I am 1000% sure that these ladies care. I'm not going to say all, but the majority does care. And you know how I was able to tell? The looks and the energy they give off. And on top of that, comments like this one. And speaking of calling somebody else weak, I believe it is very weak as a woman to get online and speak down on your own men. That's what I would call it, but that's just my own personal opinion. And another thing that I would like to mention is the most stares that we would get is when people see our wedding rings. It will catch their attention. They would stare at the ring, and they would stare at my man, and then they would stare at me, not say anything at all. But the looks are also a form of making a statement. And with that being said, I do want to mention that there are a lot of black women who support us as well. Like the other day, we went to the supermarket, we walked up to the cash register, and this lady told us, you guys look like a couple straight out of the magazine. It's just because, they pick up the energy that I give off. I look different, I dress differently, I speak differently. But yes, not all of them are going to be bitter. But coming online and saying that you would not look at that man twice that us non-black women are choosing to be with is a straight up lie. Women know this. The problem with that is I congratulated my husband for his looks back then when we was not even boyfriend and girlfriend, and some of these women wouldn't even look at him twice because they just hate the fact that he's such a good looking guy. And I know for a fact that I am not the only non-black woman saying this. Bottom line, sweetheart, I know you're lying. I know you hate it. You're just mad because you alone.
I mean, I got plenty of receipts on why that's cap, you know what I'm saying, as well. I mean, you got, the quote-unquote black woman trying to follow, brothers that's going overseas, the passport bros and all that, and try to see what the brothers are doing. It's just jealousy at the end of the day, and it's just something that, they got to work on within themselves, man, and be a better person, and be and know to have a great relationship with a man. They have to unlearn the bad stuff and the habits that they got, which that's consuming them and being part of the garden of insanity, and also just trying to do better, upgrade yourself. And then you got some of the women in our community, they don't want a man to have anybody, and they don't even want them either. So there's that too. Let's ride out.
White girls are with black dudes. That pisses me off. Because why are you with her and not with me? Literally.
You see how honest and cute these two are? They're just being completely honest, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Coming online and actually saying how you feel is so much more better than being in a defensive attitude and just coming at black men, which have nothing to do with you being single. But to get back to the topic, of course, black men want to be with black women. The question is, do black women want to be with black men? And when I say that, I would like to bring back something that the woman that we watched before said. She said that if a black man says they rather want to be with a non-black woman because a black woman is this, the black woman is that, that's because they are saying that non-black women are weak. So if me and a whole bunch of other women are cooperative, are feminine, they care, they have empathy, they actually support their men, they're less combative, are you considering that to be a weakness? So all of these marriages, all of these relationships that have been built on the woman being the woman and letting the man be the man, you trying to tell me that the woman is being weak while she's doing all of that? Now, if you think that all of the attributes that I have just mentioned is considered to be a weakness, of course, any man, it doesn't matter if they're black, white, Chinese, purple, or even a Martian, would not want to be with a woman. So really, what needs to change is a lot of women's attitude and even the way they dress out in public. Something that we're trying to hammer into a lot of women's head is do not show yourself to other men as you do.
Why do y'all approach a pretty girl at the gas pump? Don't offer to pay for her gas. Don't offer to get out and pump it. But you asking for her number. You asking for her time. You asking for conversation. You already too needy. You coming in too needy.
That's how you know winter is here. If a man cannot even pull up to the gas station, pump some gas, and when he sees an attractive woman say a couple of nice things to her, that's when you know winter is here. Isn't it funny how these women are trying to make things that are normal look unnatural? It is completely unnatural to ask a man to pay for your gas. That man doesn't know you. You don't know that man. And from what I see online, you guys don't think shit of these men as it is. So why would he just pay for your gas? Why can't you just accept the fact that he's telling you a couple of nice things and then just go about your business and being all feminine about it? Always being in this entitled and expecting mode is so unattractive. By the way, I thought we were strong, independent. We're just paying for our own stuff. We're just getting around, riding around in our own cars, paying our own bills. Why being so hell-bent on wanting to man to spend his money on you? See, women don't make no sense nowadays. It is 2025. I know we're strong. I know we got our careers going on. But at the end of the day, coming online and acting like this is really not a flex, ladies. It's really not. Clips like the ones that I've just shown are just proof that men are so sick and tired of having to date in the US. I am not going to say that women in other countries are not crazy in their mindset and especially in their behavior, but it's not as bad as it is here in the US. And I feel confident saying that because I am here right now. I see what's going on. I see the interaction. I see the body language, and I most definitely pick up the energy. So therefore, gentlemen, once again, please go where you are appreciated. If you have a black woman by your side, obviously she's just giving you what you need. I'm talking about that empathy, that feminine energy, you know, you just around her and you're feeling comfortable. You're feeling comfortable. And that's another thing. If you as a man have to put on a persona, have to work on satisfying that woman's needs all of the time, then that is not the woman for you. If you cannot be yourself while you are with a woman, if you always constantly have to think about, oh, what is she going to think about that move? What is she going to think about this restaurant? That's the wrong thing. If you're feeling uncomfortable, those are signs. You're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to feel content. You're supposed to feel empowered when you're around somebody that you are thinking about spending the rest of your life with. I mean, how many men are in a relationship where they constantly are the ones who have to give? Women only take. We don't want to talk about that they don't even want to give anything in return. Maybe some intimacy if you are lucky here and there. Really, life is too short having to work on satisfying somebody else. Therefore, make sure you just go ahead and you travel, make sure you are safe, make sure you just do what feels right for you to do. And same thing goes for women. There are so many women who are in relationship. I covered a lady yesterday in my video that said, I'm staying in a relationship, but sometimes the man is going to have to pay my bills. What kind of mindset is that? What kind of happiness is that? What type of lifestyle is that? I cannot imagine having to wake up every single morning next to a person that I don't even want to be with, but my electricity bill has to get paid. I can't imagine.
A lot of modern women are being misled, thinking belligerence is the key to having a great relationship with a man. No, it's not. That's their loss, and they're going to continue to do so. I mean, they're not going to get the results. They're not going to get the man they want. Hot Sauce Gang, let's have a discussion about this. You know what I'm saying? Leave in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.